Hey all, welcome back to Neon's Movie Reviews. I'm Neon, and this is my buddy Nate.
What's up?
And today we're talking about In the Mouth of Madness and Adaptation. We're going to kind of just dive right into In the Mouth of Madness. First things first, this is just full spoilers. We're not really going to run through the plot. There's just a couple points we want to talk about. So if you haven't seen these films, highly recommend checking them out.
And if you've seen both of them, you probably know, maybe have an idea of why
you might.
we have grouped them together.
Yes.
Some of the other groupings have been weird, like the Family Guy.
Yeah, that
it's kind of off the cuff.
Right. But no, this one there was a specific reason why we wanted to
which I didn't know.
Yeah, no, I specifically had a reason I wanted to talk about these together. Diving right into In the Mouth of Madness. This was a film that I know you had seen many times.
I love In the Mouth of Madness.
And I'm a big John Carpenter fan, but I had not. It was one of the few that I had never gotten around to seeing, just because I knew it had mixed reactions. It didn't do too well in the box office, and it was just. It was always.
And I just really equate Sam Neill with horror, like Damien the Omen 3, and then In the Mouth of Madness. Yeah, Event Horizon.
Yeah. See, and I equate him to Jurassic Park. that was always that, and like the Jungle Book Disney live action one that he was in.
I've seen that.
That's that '90s one that I've been trying to get you to see.
Okay.
But yeah, then I've seen him in those types of roles. So, and then later on, I've been slowly exposed to his horror, and it's just like, oh, okay, you're way better at this. Why didn't you do more of this? Oh, awesome, you did. But this film, yeah, you really talked it up to me, so I went in kind of blindly. All I knew it was Carpenter. You had told me bare bones, basic idea, and then I knew that it was Lovecraft inspired. But yeah, this film I was very impressed by. I've only seen it the one time. I know you've seen it a bunch. But one thing I do really want to just bring up is one of the beginning scenes, right? The scene where you're introduced to the threat is you've got Sam Neill and his buddy. They're at lunch. Right in front of the window, they're sitting in a booth opposite from one another, and it shows them, and then just outside in the street, and see this guy come out from a business across the street. He's carrying an axe, just starts walking across the street towards them, just continues walking towards them, walks right up to the window. They're still just deep in conversation, unaware of anything. Swings the axe through the window and gets over Sam Neill, asks him, "Do you read Sutter Kane?" And then he's about ready to kill him, and then he's I think he's like shot by police or something, and that's your introduction.
It's your introduction to the threat, yeah, because that's in the scene where you get the introduction that what he does for a living is insurance fraud investigation, because he's speaking to his friend. I think might even be his boss, because he's giving him the details of what had happened on this investigation. But but even then, you're learning this
in the moment
as he's recounting the story from the hospital.
Right.
So, as we were saying, so it already gives you the unreliable narrator.
Yeah, because it starts off and he's like,
there's an ambulance.
He's being brought in with an ambulance. He's in a straitjacket and
not being very cooperative.
Yeah, he's screaming his head off. He's got crosses all like marked all over his body.
I think that's later, but
I thought that, or no, you're right. Yeah, that is later.
That's after he's drawn them all over the walls.
Right. That's while he's been in the room for a while. But yeah, he's just looks like a loon.
Great.
And
I like Charlton Heston's role in it.
I was shocked to see him.
Yeah.
Not expecting him. Was not expecting him at all.
And since it's full spoilers the whole time here, you may have missed it, may not have missed it. Hayden Christensen, in the movie, the kid on the bicycle,
Yep.
trying to ride out of town.
Yeah, that was kind of weird to see him so young in something. Kind of cool at the same time.
Yippee!
Well, that was Jake Lloyd.
Right. I'm saying, so he wasn't
yeah.
quite Jake Lloyd's age at that
Yeah.
point. But, I love the Lovecraftian aspects of it. I know at this point he's under cultural fire.
Oh, yeah.
But
his works are amazing, though.
right, and okay, the guy was a jerk in his personal life, and all right, his art has inspired a lot of other things.
Mm-hmm.
Just let it be what it is. But as we were talking about before, I like the Sutter Kane effect.
Yes.
It starts with that. Your introduction to that is that, do you read Sutter Kane?
Mm-hmm.
What? What's going on? He's swinging an axe at me. Now you're asking me my reading habits? I'm so confused right now.
Right.
But then he gets hired by that company to investigate him, and he tells them basically from the time he figures out, okay, hey, this is where we need to go, and it's New Hampshire, right? The one that points up, the one that points down is Vermont, right? So he's like, here, it's in the state. He tells them flat out, I think you're scamming me. I think you're scamming people.
Mm-hmm.
But that effect, the wait a minute. We're actually in a town that's not supposed to exist. She knows.
Right. She's all freaked out.
She basically is trying to tell him, but not only has his effect affected people's mind, but this is affecting reality. Mm-hmm. It's full on, and I like that Cthulhu madness.
Oh yeah. Well,
ability to send out madness through other means.
Yeah. And those were some of the best parts, because there's that earlier in the film he was talking about the madness that he's spreading out, and then he says his favorite color is blue, and later on in the film we see Sam Neill, he's on the bus, or he pops into a bus,
and it's blue.
Yeah, and
everything's blue.
Yeah, and he just starts screaming. He's like, no.
Right.
And then he finally pops back, and he's just like, oh my god.
The old lady,
oh,
the bed and breakfast or hotel, motel keeper or whatever,
mm-hmm.
when you get that first tentacle shot underneath there, I told you, for me, that was kind of like the scene in Signs where he's going into the pantry and out comes that hand, and holy shit, all right, that got me for a second, there's definitely something in there,
Mm-hmm.
That was that for me.
Well, I also just liked her whole character too, because she the one lady, she's all freaked out. She's just like, no, that's what's her name,
the one that cuts up her husband and feeds it to the people. You probably don't even want to eat anything in here.
Right, and but that's the character. That is her. We're in this place.
You get the shot of him
mm-hmm.
duct tape tied up underneath the counter.
And it's the Happy Gilmore's grandma, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, I saw it in the Mouth of Madness before I saw it.
Yeah,
so for me, when I saw Happy, I was like, if she goes and spoots out tentacles, I'm just gonna flip out in this movie. But yeah, the not being able to get out of the not being able to get out of town, and the scene when they very first showed up, when she was seeing all the strobe stuff.
That was Well,
and then boom, it's wait a minute, it was just dark and now it's sunrise.
Well, that was one of the scariest scenes too, because she's just driving on this long stretch of highway. It's just the reflectors in her headlights, and then there's just no more reflectors. There's nothing. It's total darkness.
Exactly, everything's gone.
Yeah, the lights are not hitting the road anymore. There's just nothing, and then she peeks her head out and it just looks down. And she sees like clouds and lightning underneath the clouds. It's just slowly goes back inside.
You're like, well,
okay.
Either I'm hallucinating or somehow the car is flying. Either way, I should probably keep my hands on the wheel.
And then just all of a sudden, we're in a little bridge and in daylight.
Yeah. So the effect it was having on the townspeople, he basically was showing, whatever I decide is reality like that.
Oh yeah. Well, he even shows that literally when he like tears the pages open for like he grabs his face and like tears it open and like peels back and you see like it's pages with his text on the other side and just opens this hole in the
fabric of himself.
And you get that kind of stuff, but also like one thing that I really enjoyed about this is you almost as a viewer you begin to like start questioning reality, like where is reality, what of this is real, who is crazy,
right?
What is actually happening in this story, and so you're
is Sam Neill just completely bonkers,
right?
And this whole story is just a lie.
Mm-hmm.
And I had told you too that there was a couple of times when I kind of had the same feeling, the same effect as the nightmare sequence at the hospital in American Werewolf in London, where he has, and he wakes up, he's just like, oh my god, and then she just comes over and and then he wakes up again. There are a couple points where I was just, okay, wait. Where did we cross over here? Is he gonna wake up again? Is something else gonna happen which delineates a new reality or takes us backwards again?
Well, I like that. You had all those sequences with the cop, which were really good. He's walking by, sees the cop like beating the crap out of somebody.
Oh yeah.
And then he wakes up, and then like happens again. The cop's face is deformed. Wakes up, happens again.
I always thought they made him look like he had like a pig nose.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like he's a cop. Like,
mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that.
That's yeah. No, there was definitely
the insinuation,
imagery there implying. But yeah, and then he doesn't wake up that one time.
Right.
And it's just like, and you as a viewer has been built up. Oh, okay, when's he gonna wake up? Oh no.
Right. This is for reals.
Oh.
This is reals.
Yeah, this is not okay. And so it did a really good job of keeping you guessing throughout, which, as you didn't know what was real, and even if reality mattered, anything and everything presented could kill the character or have even worse effects than killing. Probably wouldn't have been too bad,
right?
Considered.
Then you get towards the end, and because the concept had been, what if, reality or the sane and insane switch places? Mm-hmm. Suddenly the sane would find themselves locked up, and then you get to the end, and now there's the crosses everywhere in the room. They're on all the padded walls and everything. You hear all hell breaking loose out in the loony bin, and then you get that hand. You said that was that moment for you.
There's the hand that smacks under the glass, yeah, and it's like a normal hand, but it's just slightly distorted, and yeah, that kind of gave me a chill the first time I saw that.
Right, when he tried to warn Charlton Heston, like, you can't put this book out; it's gonna make people go insane.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, He's like, I hope they love it. I hope they go crazy for it. Mm-hmm. The movie comes out next month,
right?
And that's when we get the tie-in back to the beginning. I loved that. Mm-hmm. Like, he's just trying to prevent the this
spread
of insanity through belief that this could be real. It changes everybody's perceptions of reality, and therefore reality changes. Mm-hmm. And then one of my favorite parts at the very end of the movie is that Sam Neill's not in the credits.
Well, you have that's really cool
because he was written out.
Right. Yeah. Like, he's not part of that story.
Right.
Like, that's kind of the whole thing.
I've gone through them all going, maybe he's buried in somewhere later. Maybe they're just like, okay, well, for guild reasons, for union reasons, we can't not put you in the credits somewhere, but maybe he's there somewhere in the beginning.
No. He might be in the beginning, but yeah, he's not in the end credits.
Which may be how they can get around that or whatever, but yeah, he's definitely not in the end credits anywhere, and I love that.
Well, and also, yeah, with that ending, you have probably my favorite part of the movie, which is where he goes and watches the movie. And
watching everything happening.
The movie that you just watched him star in, and he starts
eating popcorn.
Yep, just starts laughing hysterically, just like, and just can't stop laughing. Every film just kind of ends with that, and it was just fantastic.
He read Sutter Kane, and then he watched the movie too. I mean, he was doubly insane.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so
I love the movie.
Oh yeah. One of the better John Carpenter films I've seen. Definitely, probably his most unknown film. Like, because a lot of people have not seen this film, and I would say
I think definitely people know him more for Halloween.
Yeah, it's Halloween, The Thing, probably The Fog, and
Starman.
You surprise more people that he made Starman. Starman's a bit known movie, but nobody knows he made it.
I love Starman. I saw Starman for the first time as a kid, and I guarantee you that ever since I've ever been driving, I have constantly and always applied green light go, red light stop, yellow light go very fast. But
yeah.
Anyway, yeah. How would you rate the movie?
Probably solid 8 out of 10 for me.
I'll go with the same.
Yeah.
I'll go with the same. Yeah. I it's highly entertaining. It's not terribly gory.
No, there's a couple parts that are like, oh, okay, but it's for a John Carpenter movie that does have tentacles, it's nowhere near as gory as you might suspect right. From The Thing or something.
Right.
There's a bit of blood, but it's not.
The Thing definitely has more body horror, type things in it.
Yeah, this one is just like it's more imagery. There's less gore. It's more about what you're
psychological.
Not seeing. Yeah. Well, the things are left intentionally unshown or in the shadows,
right.
Not just because maybe it didn't look good or they couldn't pull it off, but because that heightens the confusion and everything.
Right. Not even show don't tell, like don't show and make wonder.
Right. And undescribable.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fun.
Yeah. No, very
fun.
Good. And then next, we're going to be talking about Adaptation, and this is part of this Summer of Nic Cage. This is the first discussion.
Summer of Cage.
Yep, Summer of Cage. And I'm probably going to be going through a little over 30 Nic Cage movies. Already got a couple other reviews out, but
what percentage of his career would 30 movies be?
I think like a third.
A third?
He's done a lot.
A solid 100 movies.
Mm-hmm. No, he's done a lot. Yeah,
Peggy Sue.
A lot very good, and a few really bad ones, and I'd say a decent amount of mediocre.
I can't wait to see a review on Peggy Sue Got Married.
That's gonna be fun. But yeah.
Does it have to be as Nick Cage? Like,
no.
Will Fast Times go even though he's...
Coppola, he's still technically the same person, just because he changed his name.
I gotcha.
But yeah, so Adaptation. This is a film I have seen many times that you had not seen.
And I have only seen once.
Yes. And tell me what you thought of this. I don't even want to...
Okay, so I got home from work last night. I made myself something to eat. I sat down to watch this movie, and I text Neon. I paused the movie. I looked at the timer mark, and I texted you. And I said, I'm at the 4-minute mark. I've already wondered if I'm in this guy's head or he's in my head. And there's just been a birthing scene while I'm eating. Okay. And I set it down, and I didn't text again for the rest of the movie. It was, it took me probably 20 minutes of the movie to know why Neon had asked if we could do these two movies together. I was like, okay, I'm starting to see. And I was really enjoying the parallels that I was getting to draw from being like, oh, all right, I see where these two are connected, you know. Again, this one's all spoilers.
Oh, yeah.
So,
oh, yeah.
I mean, when you start seeing, there's a disconnect reality, you know, he has those couple fantasy scenes. The one with about, I don't know her name, and she's the mom in the Ant-Man movie. And,
Judy Garland, I think. Yeah, she's the waitress.
Yes.
Yes.
There's the scene where he's fantasizing about her, one with Tilda Swinton, and one with
Meryl Streep.
With Meryl Streep. You know, by the third time it happens, you're like, okay, I'm pretty sure he's just imagining this himself right now.
Right.
But he definitely comes across as kind of creepy. Yeah. But at the same time, I mean, like I instantly saw like, okay, the way the story is building. Reality is being altered in this, and then how I love the Brian Cox character, and how he's just like, well, what if you wanted to make a movie, like real life where nothing happens?
Right.
And he was just like, nothing happens, he just
make a movie about that.
Right. Not only did he not make a movie, he was just like, look around you. Like, every day somebody's trying to swindle somebody, somebody's saving somebody, somebody's murdering somebody, somebody's falling in love, somebody's, getting a divorce. Like, if you can't find something to write about and all that, like, fuck off.
Right.
And, he catches them outside. They have their drink. I really love that scene because I love where, it seems like he probably read him the whole book or gave him, a really fast overview, but when he finished it, he was like, what else is there?
That's it.
Nothing. And I was just like, all right, so this movie is about a writer who can't figure out how to write a movie about this book that was about a newspaper article or a magazine article, because it was featured in the New Yorker. And then she was asked by her publisher Meryl Streep's character was asked by her publisher to expand it into a novel or a book. She expanded it into a book, and then, now he's been the tasked after the whole, Malkovich. The John Malkovich scenes were absolutely amazing. When you have the one I told you about, that one, the one I liked was where he's looking down the hallway and it's long-haired John Cusack, Catherine Keener, and Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Yep.
down there, and I was just like, but that had to be new,
Right?
Because Maggie wasn't there. She's not a character in that movie. But I liked at the beginning the whole John. He's like, look around you. All these people are in hot, rubber masks. Respect that.
Yep.
Don't smush this.
Yep, let's get this done quick.
Exactly. Let's get these people out of the makeup. I'm not saying it for me. I love wearing my dress. It's comfortable. But so I definitely saw again how the two had a lot of parallels, and then it plays out exactly the way Brian Cox already played out. Like, you know what? Just save it in the third act. Like I don't want to force romances in here and car chase, and all this is in the trailer.
Yep.
But again, with the marketing thing, the amazing thing that I liked about the trailers, if you've seen the movie, it's showing you a lot of the movie. Mm-hmm. But it's all so out of context that if you haven't seen the movie, it doesn't tell you almost anything about the movie.
And even like if you had just watched the trailer before you watched the movie, you would still, while watching it, not know where it's going. Right. As these scenes pop up, you'd be like, "Oh yeah, I did see that."
I saw that in the trailer, but it doesn't. You get no context in the trailer of how these pieces fit together.
Right, and I love that. Like something that's lost nowadays.
Yeah,
even when they split it all up, it's still like, oh, okay, well, I can tell that's that background and that's this environment.
Right. We end up with drugs, sex, scandals, hiding out in the swamp. Right. If you're coming at me with a gun, she had a pistol right then.
Right.
You're coming at me with a pistol. We live here in Florida. Bro, I am not going out in the swamp at night when you have a revolver and it's dark.
Right.
I'll take my chances trying to fight you for the revolver instead of going to the swamp with the gators. I'm not good with that. No. I'd rather be shot than eaten.
No.
And then the brother dies. Mm-hmm. In loving memory of someone who doesn't even exist.
Yeah, he was a fictional character. Yeah.
Right. But I loved it.
Yeah, but
you said he has a writing credit?
Mm-hmm. He got an hold on, let me grab this movie here. He got a writing credit. I know he was nominated for an Academy Award as well for writing.
That's funny.
Like Charlie and Donald Kaufman were both nominated. I know Chris Cooper won the Oscar for that film, but
Best Supporting Actor, and
yeah, I know Meryl Streep was nominated. And I think Nick Cage was nominated as well.
I think he has had so many good roles,
Cooper.
Yes.
Okay.
Kind of ashamed that this is the only one he's ever won like a bunch of awards for. I mean. Mm-hmm. I'm not mistaken. That is him in American Beauty as well, correct? I mean,
American Beauty,
and that role, like you don't get an Academy Award for, or he did great in the movie, but I mean, like I wouldn't say that it was
too small of a role.
Yeah, I mean, like there are just guess.
Well, then again, I mean, Anthony Hopkins won Best Actor for. Like best leading actor for Silence of the Lambs. He was on screen for 12 minutes, so there's that.
But I mean, like everybody does super well in the movie. I love that Cage is playing, twin brothers.
Yep, that was a lot of fun.
I loved all of their interactions when the brother's like, "Well, this is what you should do. I took this. I was taking this seminar. Like, this guy just got done." Writing Being John Malkovich. Why you haven't written anything? Why would he need your? I mean, like, not that you can't take criticism, no matter how much experience you have.
Right.
You can't take you can't learn more or take criticism, but maybe we should listen to your brother some too. But. That ends up being
successful.
The Brian Cox, character.
Yeah, but I love that he's completely successful and he's just writing this like cliched Hollywood script by the numbers.
He gets done with his script before his brother gets done with it.
Before he's even solved what he's trying to do.
He's got such bad writer's block. he just cannot take it, like, I love it. He's sitting down and he's just like, all right, no, that's not going to work. And he hasn't even typed anything yet. And then he's just like, He starts thinking about food.
Yep.
Nope, I got to write something first, and then I'll reward myself with that. That flavor would be really good, though. I was just like, oh, man. Like,
I've been there.
I understand the distraction, and especially when you're trying to force it.
Yeah.
Which is what he's trying to do. He's like, there's not enough here for a movie.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's not burned after reading. It's not point. The point of this movie isn't that it's pointless. It has a.
It definitely has a point. Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely has a point, but it's still that it's a movie about somebody who has writer's block writing the movie that you're watching.
And it's the actual screenwriter is the main character.
Right. I've written myself into my screenplay. What have I done?
Right.
There's voiceover throughout the whole thing. Brian Cox is like, do not use voiceover. Literally everything that you're told not in this movie not to do is in the movie. Everything that he says he doesn't want to put in the movie is in the movie.
And it all works.
It all works.
Yeah.
It was great.
I love this movie. No, for me, Meryl Streep is very surprising in this role. I was not really expecting her to. When I first saw this, I was like, oh, okay, it's a Meryl Streep movie. Okay. All right. The only reason I saw it was because it was the new film. It was the follow-up film to Being John Malkovich from the same team. So I was like, all right, I like that. And she blew me away with her role. Was very different from how I expected her to be. Very different from how she was introduced in the film. Her character had this massive arc throughout.
The Chris Cooper backstory of how he is where he is, because he lives with his dad, and then the backstory of how that happened. You're just like, that's like.
And it just comes out of nowhere. You get to the backstory and you're like, oh, okay, we're in a flashback. Oh, okay. What are we doing here?
Car accident, and then he talks about Hurricane Andrew wiping out his nursery. Like, I want to start another one. Right. Just remind me of the one I don't have anymore.
Yeah.
Because when she's interviewing him, there's a lot of I love tropical fish. And I used to go, if I couldn't find the fish I didn't want, I'd go free diving. I'd go skin diving, and I'd find it myself. Mm-hmm. Then one day, I decided I didn't want any more. 17 tanks. I didn't want them anymore. So they've established that sometimes in life, he's had to learn.
Be done. It's
time to be done. Mm-hmm. This is something bad. It's no longer helping me. It's time to be done.
Right.
Now, time to move on. But, you end up with the drugs. Drugs in the movie because they come from this, they can that orchid,
right,
or whatever. So you end up with the romance, which he said he didn't want to have to shoehorn in there.
It's all done,
and it's not him. It's not his character either.
No.
I guess he kind of shoehorned it in with his brother and Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Well, yeah, you have that, but that's not really the main. It's just a side plot going on.
Right.
Another thing to remind him of what he doesn't have.
Right.
And I love that he's like
the one girl that he likes shows up at the party with some other dude too.
Well, I love that one scene where she's like, "So, what are you up to tonight?" And he's just like, "Oh, well, I thought I should head home and go to bed early. Had writer's block." Oh, okay.
Right.
You don't want to come in? No, I think I should just go home. Call me. Can I call you tomorrow? Tomorrow's bad. I thought that was good. But yeah, his character, I gotta give Charlie Kaufman credit for writing himself as one of the most pathetic characters in the world, self-hating.
Right. Didn't write himself in some super masculine
Oh.
stud.
No.
Look at how awesome and how easy it is for me to write anything I want to write.
No.
It's definitely not a self back pat the entire movie.
And I wonder how much of this is actually like
how the script came about.
Did he actually have writer's block, or did he read this and have an idea like, I'm going to challenge myself to adapt this just as a personal challenge, and then came up with this and was just like,
right.
I've got...
It was just a writer's exercise for him, and he was just like, wow, this actually turned into something. I don't know.
Well, I'm buddy with Spike Jonze. Let's give it a shot. Anybody going to go for it? It'll be him.
True.
I can't imagine him pitching this to many other people and I'm being like, yeah.
Okay. This definitely wouldn't be an MCU movie. Disney isn't picking this up.
But that's...
Weinstein isn't picking this up.
Ironic. All right, little tangent here, but this is what Deadpool should be.
What?
Like, this is how Deadpool should come to the MCU.
Deadpool's own adaptation.
Well, no, you have him in his films because there's the Deadpool kills the Marvel Comics comic series, and basically he knows that he's a comic book character,
right,
and that he is unkillable, and that the only way for him to die is to kill the Marvel Universe. And so he shoots Spider-Man in the face. A new Spider-Man comes in, like a new character who is Spider-Man. He's just like, oh, I just got bit by a spider. He's just like, all right, kills that one. Somebody else pops in. He's just like, all right. And so he's just trying to come up with all these ways to. He realized that he basically needs to kill the Marvel heroes faster than the writers can write new versions of them to pop back in.
That's kind of funny.
And once he's gotten to that point and he's killed the entire Marvel universe, he'll be able to pop out into the real world, our world, and then kill the writers, and then he can die. So that's his whole goal. Then the second one, it fails. And so he's just like, okay, well, I guess I gotta go even further and kill the sources of the inspiration. So he's like trying to destroy like Moby Dick and like all these historical works of fiction that inspired all these writers.
That's funny.
Yeah, and but like that's what they should do. Like he should be like, oh well, shit, Fox got bought out by Disney. Well, what happens to us? Well, you're part of Fox. Well, we don't want to get rebooted. Like, no, like, screw that. And he goes on an adventure to, like, get into the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I'm not sure if Disney's willing to give him the budget that would require every actor who has played in a Fox Marvel movie to all be in one Deadpool movie so that he could kill them.
You can't do all of them, but you can do at least...
But you need to.
No.
Except for, what is it, New Mutants? Is that the one that's yet to be released, if it will ever be?
Right. The way you can get around it is, because I think all of, like, the First Class, Days of Future Past, like, the young versions, all of them are still under contract for one more movie. That's a way that you can fill out their contract without just paying out that contract and just losing that money anyway.
Okay. Well, we still have you under contract, so you have to do another movie. You're going to be in the movie for approximately 8 seconds during a montage while you're being killed by Deadpool.
Oh no, we'll kill you in multiple ways and find stupid ways to bring you back.
Okay. An R-rated grotesque Deadpool Groundhog Day is basically what this would be. Mm-hmm. A Deadpool Groundhog Day.
And then once he pops into the real world, then that's where you're.
I'm strangely okay with this.
This is your big grand finale. He'll kidnap Hugh Jackman as Hugh Jackman.
Okay.
Like, just the actor. You're like, Wolverine, perfect. Come with me. And they'll go to Kevin Feige and that's your grand finale, is them negotiating terms for him to be in the MCU. And just completely have this anticlimactic, just like comedic, like dry comedic and fight as they hash the contract out.
Better yet, as he's killed everybody, and you have this swirling vortex of reality where you can see Donald and Mickey and the MCU characters all swirling in this like Fantasia Disney property whirlpool. Let's go old school. There's Pollyanna and that Shaggy Dog and Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. I don't know if that was a Disney one, but like Swiss Family Robinson. They're all swirling in there. You get see little flashes of them on little TV screens, and he's just, oh, it's so beautiful. But he's standing there with the cast of the New Mutants, and he's like, all right, guys, we're the only ones that are making it. Toss the actors from the New Mutants through, and he's like, here I go. Cover up like this, jump through. There's your introduction.
Mm-hmm. Well, you gotta bring Cable.
Is Josh Brolin coming with that too?
Yeah, bring him along. Bring Negasonic. Bring Colossus.
Now we have a problem if we bring Josh Brolin through, because now we have him that he's made a comment about him being like Thanos, and now he exists in the same world where he was Thanos.
So what? Easiest way to do that is.
But now that makes Cable aware.
Cable is still the character, but
once he's in a universe where he learns, oh, this was the Thanos that Josh Brolin.
Then have him.
Wait, so I'm Josh Brolin?
Then have him punch out Josh Brolin in the real world. That's how you do it.
Yeah, because now he's aware that, oh wait, Deadpool's right. I'm just in a comic. You can't have two of them be self-aware.
Well, no, because that's the thing. At the end of the story, all right, story's over. New writers come in, and like Deadpool's aware. He's aware of his existence. Everyone else is written for each story. There's no continuity between, which is why all the craziness and everything is just accepted.
Or he jumps through the portal, and the next thing you see is, a Variety.com, website news story of Deadpool to enter MCU as PG-13, and then just be like, what the fuck? And just end it with the bleep.
Yep.
Fade to black.
Yep. That's the same ending I was thinking. Like, you either do that or you just have him like, yeah, boop, yeah, wait. And he starts testing out the words. He's just like, damn, alright, hell, okay, ass, alright.
Shit. Fuck. He gets your bleep, which we're also going to be getting tomorrow on Disney Plus.
Oh yes, yeah, we're getting Hamilton on Disney Plus tomorrow. That'll be nice and edited out.
Only 2 fucks. I'm alright with that. And I love this statement. I gave 2 fucks to get this in front of kids. Like, I gladly give 2 fucks. I was just like, oh, for a person that I loved your play on words throughout this musical, you've given me yet another amazing play on words.
Yes.
But
getting back
Deadpool.
on track, though.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay. Totally on track. Totally on track. Okay. All right, back on track.
Adaptation.
I easily give it a 9. I really liked the movie. Yeah. Really liked it.
For me, I
had I watched this movie and you not given me any context about it maybe a year ago, I might have gone lower, but honestly, one of the things that made me like it even more was I knew there had to be some link between the two, why you wanted to do them at the same time. So I was just like, oh, this is kind of a comedy, drama, romance, action writer's version of In the Mouth of Madness. This is great. It blew my mind. I didn't know that this could be a thing, but I'm so glad that it is.
Right.
You know, it's like the first time you learn about a maple bacon donut. You're just like, wait, what?
I shouldn't. Does that work?
Right? You know? And,
Yeah.
oh, this is great.
Yeah.
By the way, that's a great way to make pancakes.
Maple bacon pancakes?
You just make your bacon first and you get it crispy. It's a time that you have to have crispy bacon. You know, I've talked about I like very uncrispy bacon sometimes. I can eat it that way. Mm-hmm. I don't necessarily do. But you make the bacon really crispy and you put your pancake bottle in a squirt bottle and make yourself a long pancake. Set your bacon on top and cover it. And then when it's time to flip your pancake, then you have just a little pancake bar that's got a piece of bacon in it. I don't like pancakes, so I'll make it for other people. I like waffles. I like the crunchiness of a waffle.
Waffles are good. I like them both.
Wow, I got way off track there. But yes. That's how we feel about Adaptation. I get way off track a couple times.
The movie did it as well.
Right. The movie gets way off track a couple times. Like, what? How is this going to pull all together?
Right.
And then it does.
Oh, all together.
And then it does. Just like Brian Cox said it was going to in the third act. Like, the whole movie's good, but...
that third act.
That third act is just like, whoa.
So amazing.
Whoa. He's doing everything he was told not to do. He's doing everything he didn't want to do. And it's working. And it's great. It's awesome. Love it.
Yeah, no, I love this film. This was one I went into blindly. Like, all I knew about it was that it was the new Spike Jonze movie. And I was just like, oh, okay. I'll see that.
I just want to say that again. Like, Spike Jonze. Sounds like that kind of a name.
But, like, this... Alright, so, kind of going into this next part. Like, so, these films together. Like, I love how these are films that are, this film, I do partially believe, like, it was either, like, a writing exercise, or it was exactly how it was presented. Like, he was contracted for this job because of his success with being John Malkovich. And he was
had no idea how to write it.
And he was like, what do I do?
So he wrote about how he couldn't write about it.
Right. And
I'm not going to write you a love song. You know?
Yeah. And I almost feel that In the Mouth of Madness was the screenwriter's attempt to adapt in the Mountains of Madness of H.P. Lovecraft. And
how do we turn this into something coherent?
Right. Okay, well,
with our technology, with our abilities to put this like
even ignoring
these are
that,
unspeakable horrors. How do you put an unspeakable horror on screen?
Right. Okay. Reality. Okay.
Right. How do you convey insanity spreading like a virus on the wind? You know, the telephone game that can cause insanity.
Right. Well, you have that, and then, but like the whole movie, you're watching it, and you're just like, oh, okay. Like there's parts where you're questioning what's real and what's not, but they never like get you questioning your reality, and then you get to that theater part, and it's just kind of like, wait a second. I'm watching. It's like the ending of. It's like when you finish The Ring, and you watch that video, and you're like, fuck you, director.
Exactly.
Where is the separation of reality here now? Like,
I'm about a month and a half shy of 45, and I will not stand in front of a mirror and say Candyman 5 fucking times. I won't do it. I don't think that there's a Candyman.
You do the Bloody Mary?
Nope.
Yep.
Nope.
Not risking it.
I ain't fucking with that. There are forces in the universe that might not be called Candyman that just be like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking kill you as Candyman just because that will fuck your shit up and you will be tormented forever in your final resting place because you will think that you were murdered by Candyman.
Well, my biggest thing is, like, these people, they're doing it, like, oh, I don't believe it. Okay. But what if? Just what if? What if, like, a half a millisecond of a percent? Like, the tiniest amount. What if it is that?
Right.
Why would you risk it?
Right. Exactly. I ain't playing with it.
No.
And it's always with that. They both.
Adaptation doesn't try to scare you with that.
No.
Like it messes with your reality. You're just like, okay, where is the movie in this? Like, where does that end? And like the script.
What am I watching here? Am I really just watching a movie about him writing the movie that I'm watching?
Right.
And him bitching about not wanting to write it the whole time?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I am, and it's amazing.
There's another movie, I don't want to bring it up in here just in case people have not seen it, because I know it's not very well known. There's a movie that also forced you to watch that you didn't like at first. And then when you got around the 40-minute mark, you were like, oh, that's a very similar type of, like, yes. Okay, wait, where are we?
Right. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if I like this or not.
I'm gonna carry through.
Yeah, I honestly I only questioned it. I was already questioning reality, like I said, before I hit that 5-minute mark. Like,
oh boy,
is this guy in my head? Am I in his head? Are my inner thoughts coming through? And this is weird. Okay, the beginning of time. What's going on? I want a baby being born. Yep. A very graphic scene of a natural childbirth.
Yep. Well, you have that. Then there's, like, I think it's later on. You have I think it's the fox that, like, is just the dead roadkill fox that just rots away and, like,
first bloats and then implodes, and you see all the maggots.
Mm-hmm. And it's just like, oh, okay.
I'm watching a nature movie.
Yeah.
Well, what happens to a dead animal? I mean, it was slightly Clockwork Orange. Like, are you conditioning me?
Right.
Am I going to be? Is the adaptation? I'm going to become some new life. I'm going to be turned as crazy as Nic Cage by watching this movie.
Well, I've ever since this, I've always been fascinated by that like separation. Like, and this is a film that was just like, oh, really opened my eye to, like, there's no limit to how far you can, like, toy that line. How, like, you can't reach out of the screen and interact with your audience, but you can do just about anything up to that.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe in the future you actually will be able to. Like, it's
the new virtual reality.
Yeah.
I just don't want to be part of that sunny clip that you showed me the other day. I don't want to experience that.
No.
I don't want to experience that.
No. But yeah, no. I really liked that, like, because when I was watching In the Mouth of Madness, I kept, like, noticing, like, okay, I'm not sure where their reality is, and like where is the book, and where is reality, because they're in the book, right? And I'm watching a movie.
Can they influence the book, or is this all Sutter's doing? And
and you have that book the whole movie, and it's just like, okay, and you got your safety net because I'm watching a movie. And the fear comes from a book. I'm safe. And then, no, you're not. Because the moment they mention that the movie, they're making the movie, you get that chill. You're just like, no.
Right.
Safety net is gone.
Right.
What is this film doing?
Right.
And then you get that ending, and it's like, oh no.
Right. I'm watching the same thing he's watching, and he's gone crazy though.
It's fantastic.
Loves it.
Yeah. Love both. Absolutely great films. But yeah, I think. Do you have anything else you want to bring up? Okay.
Good.
But yeah, that's gonna wrap this up, everyone. Thank you for listening to this. If you enjoy this, please subscribe for more content like this. We've got a bunch of discussions up on the channel, and definitely give this video a like if you enjoyed this. But please, if you know of other movies like this, or either of these, let us know what they are. I really want to see these films. But yeah, that's gonna wrap this up. Definitely keep an eye out for more Nicolas Cage reviews. As I said, I've got about 30 coming out. We try and do them all within the month of July, but there's probably gonna be some carryover into a little bit of August. But that yeah, thank you all and stay safe.
Bye.
Bye.